All right, hey guys, Kid here of Burn One with the Shadowverse Evolved channel, joined here with Dean.
Hello,
We're back with the Runecraft,
Rune
Runecraft.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang, rise up. Let's go.
Exactly. All right, we got the best waifu, if you know her, Daria, Dimensional Witch. She evolves for one, and then as long as this is on the field, when counting for spell chain, count the total number of spells and Runecraft followers in your graveyard, and then fanfare discard all cards from your hand, put the top card of your deck into your EX area, repeat this process until your EX area is full. Also, if we ever say witch followers or witch, we mean Runecraft. It's just in Japan, it's called witch, is the thing. And then, oh, I did not set this up properly. I'm an idiot. We're going back this way now. Oh my god. There we go. The evolve form, as long as this is in the field, when counting for a spell chain count. Oh, sorry. It's still the same effect. And then on the evolve, choose a follower in your EX area. When you play it this turn, subtract 5 from its cost. And then evolve, choose a spell in your EX area. When you play it this turn, it subtracts 5 from its cost. All right. This card, super good. Or what?
Uh, so the idea is, and this is the first card I've ever decked myself out with, because you have like no actual control over the reach. Because I've actually I played a little bit of set two, not a lot, but this card is awkward. I think this card wants like a 50 card deck, because you get into the weird thing where like the strength of a card like this is that you run out of fumes in the class that has the most
Draw and
gas.
search, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's like weird, because like the idea is that you discard your hand and you go +5, because anything you discard, like if you have a 7 card hand, you put this down, that's a -1.
Oh yeah, -1, yeah.
-1, right? So it's like it's a little awkward. Trail of Light helps, and of course, like the big combo is what, 7 mana plus evolve. So I guess like what you could do this on 8 with an Evo orb to like D shift is the idea. If you can flip a D shift off the top 5, you're able to get it for 2.
Yeah.
So but like, right, it's like you have no control. I think the ultimate problem with this card is that there's no control over a single thing that it does. And if you're playing especially like a natural rune deck, right, and you put this in it, I do think, one, you need 50 cards and all of the downsides of that, just because otherwise I feel like I've had like multiple hands of 2 to 3 Darias in it, right? It's like unplayable.
Yeah, definitely this card doesn't feel like I'm going to be well, I guess
It's
you
I
want to
don't
play
know,
multiple copies, but then also you don't want to use this ability more than once a game if you plan to even use it, right?
unless you're playing like 50 cards, right? If you're playing 50 cards, then the idea
Yeah.
is you can Daria, slam a Daria into your EX area, next turn Daria again. Well, no, because you have to empty the EX area. It's not even as good as like a normal Daria, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you
Well,
Daria Evo, you can play 2 out, so then it would be, you might be able to like use them all. It's weird. It's weird. It's awkward. Your goal is to loop it to get some Trail of Lights in hand, but then like what, play no other search? Like what, you don't play Penguin? Like what do you play in this list? I think that's like ultimately my problem, is I don't know what the list looks like, and everything feels like super high roll. You can probably make some like gotcha machine out of this. That's
yeah.
hype, but like the couple list I tried with this, I didn't have the secret sauce.
Like I think the only really cool thing about this card is that it lets you play more of a follower focused deck if you want, and still fulfill all the spell chain requirements as long as you have Daria on the board. So I guess that's something to look at, right?
Well, the idea is, yeah, the idea is like I don't even know what the idea is, because like you can't combo this with Golem, because Golem is 6 mana. Rune Blade is like minimal value. Like you could have like played a removal spell and played Rune Blade for the same cost as a Daria does to slam a Rune Blade off of the top, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you're curving out with on this that like makes this good. Is like kind of my problem.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then there's no consistency at all, right? Right? There's like
Yeah.
actually no consistency. Maybe one day this gets good. I'm not sure. Or like it every new wave of support, this gets a little bit better. I don't feel like this is ever a card that can be good, but it can be okay. Like, right, it's a fun card that like has high roll potential. It's a little bit more funny than Roost. So
Yeah. Okay, I could see that. Like, I still love Daria. She was like the reason I played Rune when I played digital, so forever S tier in my heart.
oh yeah, the original card was good, but
Yeah.
this one is ooh.
All right, next card, Dean.
Okay, this is Sun Oracle Pascale, 4 mana, 3/5 fanfare. Put a magic sediment onto the field, and then I think we saw this in like one of the other classes. We finally have a quick effect on a body. You can act this in Earthright, choose an enemy follower, it gets -2/-2, or you can quick Earthright, choose one of your followers and give it +2/+2. It just makes your trades better, or it can be used as spot removal if they swing in with something with like only 2 attack.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Like having this just on the board, and then like your opponent's like, well, if they earth right here, my trade that I thought I was gonna get is just gone. It feels really bad. It just makes trading the board very awkward, right?
And yeah, because like not only can it be used like, oh no, my guy gets buffed here,
Mm-hmm.
but like imagine that you're fighting Abyss, right? Abyss has the Spectre, Bane, it's 2/1, right. So
Yeah,
it's like it's yeah, things like that. Like you have like also removal for like things with Death Touch, but then also you can just build higher, so it makes your board a lot stickier. And then also it gets the sediment by itself, so it's just all around pretty good. And because it's like act on a quick, if people like miss sequence, right, you can just leave this untapped
oh
till end of
yeah,
opponent's turn.
yeah, absolutely. I really like cards like this that are like basically combat tricks that you can react to. So your opponent has to like think like twice about running in and doing whatever. I really like this card in general, and I mean obviously this is a really good buff for Earthright. I
Yeah,
assume.
best deck.
Yep, I assume you agree this card's really good, right?
Yeah.
All right. Next card, and Bell of Mysteria. When you play this, if Grea the Dragonborn is in your field, subtract 2 from this card's cost. Evo 1 for this card. On Evo, search your deck for an Academy follower with a different name than this card and add it to your hand. I assume this is able to search out the other card that goes with this. And
Yes.
here, actually, just show the other card here. Grea the Dragonborn. It's a 4 cost 5/4, and then when you play this, if Anne Bell of Mysteria is in your field, subtract 2 from this cost, and then act this card, choose an enemy follower, deal 3 damage to it. If Anne Bell of Mysteria is in your field, deal 6 damage instead. This is a really cute package. I don't know how good it is though. Have you had a chance to mess around with this stuff, Dean?
I did not mess around with this. This is just like a random thing you shove in a deck, right? 5, 7 mana. Is that what it costs for both?
So 4 minus 2, yeah. So it's 6 or 7 play points
To
if you have the EP.
to get like what, an Evo and a
Yeah,
ping?
you get two, you get a 4/5, a 5/4, and then the ability to ping something 6. This is pretty cute. I mean, I guess it lets Runecraft go wide if they want to with like some decent sized bodies on like 6 with the Evo point. I don't know how good that is. It seems pretty. The Yeah, the 5/4 is not big enough to really survive. 4/5 is okay, right?
4/5 is pretty decent, and it
Yeah,
plus you on play or
yeah,
on Evo slots. I mean, I guess this is part of the creature focus deck, right? That's like the
yeah,
idea.
yeah. It must
Is
be.
you slam a Daria down, get the you can't reduce the and Evo it on the same turn. So it's a little rough.
Yeah, this is just a cute package. I don't think this is like super good, but maybe I'm wrong. That's at least what I'm reading into it. What do you think?
I don't know where it goes in the deck.
Yeah,
That's 7 mana worth of spells you could have been playing, or a golem,
yeah,
or a D shift, like right. It's
hmm
I don't know what it does for the class that the class wants.
yeah, for sure. All right, next card here, Dean.
Now, this card's good. Remi Wind, 2 mana, quick. Choose an enemy unevolved follower, return it to the hand. Spell chain 10, put it on top of the deck instead. Oh, I didn't know about that unevolved part. That's a little cringe.
It is, but I think this card's still like a 10 out of 10 card. First of all, the art is amazing.
Yeah,
Second of
one
all, go ahead.
Phoenix Wing Windblast, pretty good card.
Yeah.
Just gonna say that. This is really funny into aggro with like stuff like Goblin.
Yeah, I mean, once you hit spell chain 10 10 also, it's just like setting your opponent back a draw and like a turn essentially, especially if you're able to hit something that's meaningful, that's uninvolved. Like a lot of the stuff though, like what are we bouncing here? I guess the Genesis Dragon.
Genesis Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how we both immediately say that. Yeah.
I'll deal with you next turn.
Yeah. Oh
so
man.
You float 2 and then you float 4 after. If you go, okay, I know what your top deck is.
Yeah. This card's really good. I assume we'll see this in like as like a, I want to say like a 2 of in a lot of Runecraft decks. I don't.
Well, hell, this is premium removal. This is a 3
Yeah.
of. It bounces anything regardless of stat line. That's important.
Yeah. Well, as long as it's not evolved, right? So that's like the only way they can play around it is if like they swing with evolved units, but that's it. So yeah, this card.
I mean, but isn't the funny thing about this though is like into Rune, that means they have to like preemptively evo. Like, right? It's Rune doesn't have a problem dealing with a board and they themselves don't create a board, but that means that your opponent's like preemptively evoing just to avoid this at end of turn. And then like you kill whatever they play and then still have this in hand anyway. Like, I don't think there's like a good way to play around this outside of the card that already hoses Rune, which is
Forte.
You know, Forte. Yeah, Forte. Like you're still not outing Forte. It doesn't fix that problem.
Yeah. This card 10 out of 10 for sure. I think we kind of all agree. All right. Remi and Rami Witchy Duo. It's a 3-drop 3/3. Pay 1 to evolve. The evolve form on evolve. Put a strike form golem into the field. Earthright, give it +2/+0. Okay, I don't know how good this is. You have more experience with dirt. What do you think? Do you think this is worth playing at all?
Strikeform Golem is like the worst golem. It only has 2 health. And this doesn't help it live. So what this does is it summons a 5. This is a removal card instead of an aggro card, because if you evolve that golem is going to die. That golem is never going to live.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So that's like the real problem. Like,
this is definitely just like removal on a body, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's like double. Like, think of this as a better way for Rune to deal with a tall board. Mm-hmm. And just imagine this as like a 5. What was a good way to think about this? Think about this as a
5 damage burn spell essentially on evolve.
Yeah, I was imagining. I was gonna say like a blazing dragon or a dragon warrior that like deals 5 instead of 3.
Yeah, I mean you could use this card to kind of high roll, right? Once you get like the Golem Alchemist or whatever that girl's name out, and then if that lives, you in the following turn you get this 4/4, the 5/2, and like the burn 3 for the golem being summoned, right? So like that's like the best potential for this card.
It's a lot of Earthrights,
yeah,
a lot of cards in hand.
It is.
And that I don't even think that converts that well.
It probably doesn't. But I'm just like that's like the highest potential you can get out of this, I think, right? So
I think it's overall pretty mid-ish. Not bad. Like you could put this in the deck, but like
yeah, for sure. It just seems okay. Like yeah, I wouldn't fault anyone for playing this card or at least trying it out. All right, next card.
Shadow Witch, 5 mana, 5/5. These are like the cards that like you've never seen before.
Yeah.
Fanfare, Earthright, choose an enemy, follow or banish it. Wow, fucking dude, Sword and absolute shambles. Absolute shambles.
Oh my god. They're gonna just kill my Leonidas with this, and I'm gonna be so sad.
With the card you've never seen before and never will again.
True.
I don't know. 5 mana, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Banish is good. Banish is a good line of text.
Yeah.
Is it good enough?
What are we doing? What are we doing on 5 in Dirt Ring?
Playing down Junos.
Oh, Junos is pretty good.
Junos is pretty good, but you only have 3 of it in the deck and no way to search it. So
All right, so this is your fourth fake Junos if you don't draw it. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, it's not a bad card. It's just
Yeah,
like
it's like if that effect means a lot to you and like banishing something is really important, then I guess I
uh,
mean Leonidas is running around, so maybe this is like worth teching in or something.
yeah,
Yeah, it just doesn't seem. It doesn't seem like
combos
amazing.
with Daria.
Oh, true.
If you have that Earth Sigil with the Earth Sigil Daria deck, that's where we were missing. Oh my! What if that actually was the play?
Maybe it is. We play heavy
Wait,
Earth
that's
Threat with
insane.
Daria for spell chain.
Oh my god! So
Stop
now the
giving away
Merlin
the
makes
tech.
sense. And the one of D shift to just randomly high roll out of nowhere.
Yeah, you play Daria and D shift. Oh my
No, only a
god.
one D shift. Only one D shift.
Yeah,
And
because
you're
you'll
like,
top deck it every time. Trust.
if it spawns into the EX area, it's go time. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
All right. Yeah, I think we kind of agree. This card seems kind of mid. Next card here, Multipart Experiment. Multipart Experiment. It's a 4-drop spell. Choose up to 2 of the following. Spell chain 10. Choose up to 3 instead. 1. Choose an enemy fall or deal 3 damage to it. 2. Pick a guardian. Oh, put a guard form golem into the field. 3. Draw a card. Um,
This
not
is to go
even
with Daria.
quick. Yeah, it's not a quick. You maybe get it like the only time this card seems okay is like you get all 3 effects, right?
Yeah, which you should off of Daria.
Yeah,
That's the idea.
yeah. Card seems kind of mid.
But yeah, once again, the problem
Mm.
is what it's supposed to combo with.
Yeah,
Even if you got all 3 effects, is it even that good?
like the
Like
only way yeah,
in spell chain, you have 3 mana 5/5s with storm. Like, what does this do? You get a 2/3 ward.
it
A
like
dr-
dude, it cycles busted. No, but yeah, it like that. It definitely doesn't feel like it does enough to like warrant even playing at like the 4 cost range. Like it's cute that it'll cycle when you hit all 3. Well, I mean, I guess it always cycles if you always choose a draw card. Guard from Golem, like getting Guard from Golem and draw a card for 4 doesn't seem good. I guess deal 3 damage, draw a card, still not good because don't we have other stuff in Rune that's just better? Because like there's already so much gas.
not It's not like you have things that are better, but it's not like this thing is good enough to warrant being played either.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's not because, like, yeah, I think you have to have 10, which is like turn 5. So
Yeah,
you'll realistically have 6 mana when you play this. And the fact is like, honestly, this thing not being 3 mana is a crime.
yeah.
Because then you could copy with Merlin, and then Merlin Evos would be crazy.
Ooh, dude, those would be wild. Yeah, I'm not feeling this card. All right. Next card then, Dean.
Craig, Wizard of Mysteria. Yo, this guy is my favorite card in the current Mysteria deck. 2 mana, 2/1, evolve for 1, but fanfare, draw a card, discard a card from your hand. I want you to know, I hate that this card does not top deck a card from your hand. On evolve, you draw a card, discard a card from your hand. This is like your new penguin, but for the follower base deck as well.
Oh yeah, this is like fake penguin, and that's kind of cute, but not as good.
It's honestly better because sometimes penguin, I feel like you're flooded, and you draw and then discard, so you can high roll into the Trail of Light off of the draw.
Yeah, I guess like this lets you discard anything too here, because because for the follower base deck you would have less spells to discard, so it makes sense.
I wish that you had. Honestly, like the more it's, I know I keep going back to Daria, but like, why is there no card that lets you like, what is it called in Magic? Is it
What does it do?
it's Creek and Weiss?
Oh, brainstorm.
Yeah, why is there no Brainstorm?
Yeah, if there was a brainstorm in this game, that'd be pretty sick. Well, yeah. Oh my god, dude, imagine like brainstorm in like okay. So when I played Magic, it's having the effect to brainstorm, which is like you draw 2 and top deck 2 essentially from your hand, is really cool because it lets you make plays where you can like hide things against people who are using like hand destruction. So like against Abyss, that would be really cool. But yeah,
Yeah, against Abyss, that would be cool, and then also it would make Daria a good card.
true. All right, next card here. Grand Gargoyle. It's a 3-drop 3/4. Has ward, last word, add 2 to a stack in your field. I don't know how good this is. I'm going to kind of leave this to you, Dean, because I don't play enough Dirt Rune to like. Is this needed to generate the stacks really hard and then slow down your opponent, or what do you feel like?
I mean, this is a. What does this actually do for you? It lets you remove like the guy, the Evo guy, the 3/3. Actually, I don't think you
Yeah.
can. I don't think you can even remove that guy. I haven't seen anything
Probably
that tells me
not.
that you could.
Well, one of the issues I noticed on this too is like you have to already have a stack, right, to give it
Yeah,
+2.
I'm
So if,
pretty sure. That I was thinking that as well. Like sometimes you just don't have the stack, and like it's important to
yeah,
get the stack.
yeah, that's the hard. I think that's the most annoying part for Dirt is just getting the stack and to start building stacks early on, right? But then also you have like, isn't there another 3-drop that's like 4/6 or something ridiculous for if you're as a
Yeah,
ward? But it does eat up a
it's
stack, right?
it's the exact same stat line as this, and it can either summon a magic sediment on play, or it can consume one to go +2/+2.
Is it go to 5/6? I thought it was 4/6.
Oh, you're right. It might be a 2/4. Wait. It gets +1/+2, right?
I think so, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It just the stat line for the cost is ridiculously like very good.
Yeah, it's this, but like better. And like I don't think the deck wants more 3-drops. I think it wants more good 6 and 8-drops.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think this really, or it wants like tutor. It wants tutor, not this. Like you Pascal it wants, but not this.
All
This
right.
ain't it.
Next card.
Witchbolt. This card's good. 3 mana spell. You choose an enemy follower, deal 5 damage to it. That's a lot of damage. It's good. And if there's an evolve follower on your field, draw a card. So this is pretty much the best thing you can copy with Merlin now.
Yeah, this is a premium removal in general. Like having a 3-drop 5 deal 5 damage spell is really good because like it outs, like for example, I guess like in the does it right? Yeah, like in the mirror for Dirt Rune or something. Like they can't just like drop Alchemist on 3 right anymore and just be like deal with it now. But now they have like a very clear good removal, right? Just the deal 5 on 3.
It's also a current problem with at least like spell chain rune, right? Is you have Wind Blast, which deals 4 damage if you have 10 spells in Gray, which is awful. And then you have Fire Chain, which deals 3 damage split up to 2 bodies. And those are your only real damage spells that are like copyable by Merlin.
Yeah.
So usually the play is that like you Merlin, and in order to fuel spell chain, Merlin isn't even like a removal tool. It's like you Merlin search Trail of Light, Evo, copy Fate's Hand to go over hand size. And then like you go to like 9 cards in hand to be able to discard 2. This would still let you be at hand size, search the Trail of Light, but now also have the removal while drawing a card to put you over the hand limit as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of allows the Merlin turn to be almost as impactful as it was as far as your spell chain counter goes, but also while dealing with the board. Because before I felt like it was like you're Merlining, and then like if your opponent had like anything on the board, your turn kind of sucked.
Yeah, that was like one issue too. I from playing a lot of Rune is just like not having like the easy big removal like that too was really awkward, and like figuring out what to actually copy in your cemetery was always weird because like if you wanted removal, like the best thing was like what deal 3, right? Like you said, Fire Chain essentially.
Yeah, or Wind Blast
Oh
after
yeah,
you have
Wind Blast,
11
yeah.
after 11 spells engrave,
Yeah.
because because it flashes out onto the board for a second, so you can't actually do it with only 10.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're in agreement. Card is really good. Premium removal. Next card here, Magical Strategy.
Oh, the
The
best card.
chess. Put a magical pawn
this
into the
time.
field, and then the magical pawn is a 1-drop 2/1. Here it is.
Insane.
Insane
So
value.
you play 3 of this, and whatever the highest rarity is.
All right, Dean, clearly a lover of the chess deck in digital.
Oh, this card like sucks a lot. I've seen people play it because I don't know. I feel like everyone has removal in this game. Nothing lives. Nothing ever lives.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm too doomer with like what can like attack your opponent.
Mhm.
It's the best spell in the 1-drop slot if you really think about it.
I guess, yeah, but isn't there insight? Insight's pretty good. I like drawing cards.
Drawing doesn't advance your. See, this is part of the Daria deck because let me tell you, I have played with this card, and like all decks that start shoving 1-drops that don't replace themselves and don't like kill your opponent's board, you run out of hand really fast sometimes with this card.
All right.
So it's like a for a more aggressive like spell chain deck, which there might be something there.
That's true.
I mean, there is something there. Do you see what's on this card? Do you see the trait?
Uh, chess.
Very playable.
Very playable.
Well, okay, but memeing aside, how do you actually feel about this?
I mean, I think it's a fine 1-drop spell. I like, and if you really need to fill that slot and like put pressure on the board early on, like I think in a world where you get the most value out of this, it's like you trade this card for spell chain essentially, put a thing on the board, and maybe it eats an angelic barrage or something. Like, uh, and like there's no support for chess right now, right? Until later sets.
Set 3.
Set 3. All right, gotta wait for set 3 until we get the cool chess stuff, I guess.
What are you talking about? This is the cool chess stuff. It's about all this quality.
Oh no. And card seems pretty mid. I guess like if you want aggressive 1-drop that also fuels spell chain, this is your go-to. I guess, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
best way I can put this card.
Better than the Golem card in set 1. That card is actually unplayable.
All right, last card of the set here.
Red Hot Ritual. New Earthright support. If you didn't notice, that's actually half of the booster. 2 mana stack fanfare. Choose an enemy follower. Deal 3 damage to it. This is functionally the exact same as our other 2-drop Earth Sigil, but actually worse. Because the other one, you get the guard form, so you could just like drop it, and then you have the golem. Well, this one, you only get removal, but the golem is removal. I don't. I think you play like 2 of this, maybe.
Just so you have more stack options to hit on too, right? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like also like targeted removal is good, because in this game, people have realized that sometimes you just don't tap your cards, and then your opponent implodes.
Yeah.
It's actually unbelievable how strong that is. Like getting board locked is unbelievable in this game, and it happens quite often.
Yeah.
So yeah, having a stack option that's not like putting the body on board is nice. But like since it's not aggressive, I feel like it's more of like a mid game to late game play.
It's a very control piece. One thing nice about it being a 2-drop is that it does deal 3 damage, because I feel like as we move forward, 3 is going to be like the big number for your removal early on to get rid of like.
It doesn't kill Liza.
Oh, Sag.
Remember, because she's the 2/3 that takes
Yeah.
1 less.
True. But yeah, that sums up Runecraft. It looks like we got a lot of Earthright support and not a lot of Spellchain support. Outside of like what? I mean, I guess there was a.
You got the
few,
Evo guy.
yeah.
You got the spell that's bad. You got the casino.
The casino, Daria the casino. Oh man. Yeah, I mean the Earthright stuff definitely looks good. Looks like Earthright's gonna get a little bit more support and probably do very well into the set 2. I know I watched some of the GPs in Japan during this time, and there some Earthrights did do decently well in Swiss, but I don't remember if any of them made top 8. Or thinking about it right now, but
If
the
they
deck
did
still
well in
gets
Swiss,
good.
they should have made it to top 8.
Yeah, well, I mean, like they were probably like X2s and like they need to win the last round type of stuff I was watching, but either way, I mean, people who love eating dirt are gonna love to eat dirt. I feel like after this set. All right, I
Hell
think
yeah.
that is it for Rune. Our next one, I think, is Dragon, if I'm not mistaken, or it might be Abyss. I'm not sure.
Hollow
But
promises.
yep. But if you enjoyed this, make sure like, comment, subscribe, all of that, and then the next video hopefully will be out tomorrow, if not the day after or whatever, whenever we get to it. But besides that, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later, everyone.
See ya.